Hello, friends. Joe Lynch here from the Logistics of Logistics. Today I'm talking to Maria from Iron Mountain and Oana from Dexory. So, Maria, you first, please introduce yourself and your company and where you're normally based.
Hi, Maria Torrent-March. I'm from Iron Mountain. We are an information and records management company, and I'm looking after a part of the company in Europe, which is contract logistics.
And you're from England. That's an English accent.
No, it's not an English accent. I just confuse people. I'm from Barcelona. I'm from Spain, but I've been living in England now for 20 years.
I thought all the English people were moving to Barcelona, not the other way around.
That's what my husband would like us to do, but no, at the moment we're just going back to Spain on holiday.
Very nice. So, I've talked to a few people from Iron Mountain. I'm so impressed with what you guys are doing in the 3PL space. Everybody looks at Iron Mountain and says, oh, the document management business. But it is so much more than that. Talk a little bit about the last decade or so, your growth in the 3PL space.
Yeah, so the company started to diversify about 2-3 years ago, and now we are into data centers, asset lifecycle management, and contract logistics. So this is the part that I'm very interested in. And we started in warehouses in the US and the UK, especially a little bit in the rest of Europe. So we have about 10 million square feet of warehousing.
Global 3PL, just like that. So, Oana, please introduce yourself and your company and what you guys do at Dexory.
Sure. So we are a robotics and AI company for the logistics and warehousing industry. Dexory also based in the UK, but with an office here in the US as well, in Nashville, and growing very quickly across the border. So what you see kind of behind me roughly, if you can capture it in.
I don't know how well we can see it, but...
So we have autonomous robots that move around warehouses and capture data for inventory, number of boxes and pieces, damages on the racking or the boxes. We digitize all that into a digital twin platform where you can then pretty much see very quickly where your stock is, kind of find any discrepancies and so on. So it's a combination of hardware and software. We're an end-to-end provider, so we actually build the hardware ourselves, have our production lines in the UK, and then all the software behind that.
Yeah, one of your co-workers told me we're a software company at heart, and what this giant machine gives us is tons of software information. And it's interesting, I've seen that thing moving around as you guys demoed it, and that can go up how high? How high in the air?
So it could do 15 meters or 46 feet. Which is
that's a lot better than your team getting up on a ladder to see if there is. If that, and so every day you can scan all the barcodes, all of the product, and take a picture of any discrepancies?
Exactly. So we do about 10,000 pallet locations an hour, depending roughly on how tall the warehouse is and how kind of dense the locations are, which means that in a few hours we can do a full wall-to-wall stock check of any warehouse size.
This is the perfect example of if we as a team had to do that on our own, we'd have ladders and it'd be dangerous and we would hate our lives and we might screw it up because we're not computers. But when you have a machine doing it, it's safer. You don't have to ask your people to do it. By the way, us three were working in a warehouse and we took some Xboxes home accidentally. And then you asked us, hey, would you come in and do some inventory audits this weekend? We're like, yes, we are the very best team for that.
Yeah, probably just bring the robot in and let it do its thing.
Yeah. Well, unless you stole. You don't want that if you're screwing your company up. So, anyway, I know that Iron Mountain is using Dexory equipment. How is that working out for you guys?
So very, very well. We met each other probably 2 years ago, something like that. And this is where we were establishing ourselves in the UK in warehousing and logistics. We needed a solution for inventory management. And rather than using the traditional labor-intensive checks and handheld devices and very time-consuming, we thought, well, we need to innovate, we need to do it better. And that's when we started looking, and we met Oana and Dexory, and we thought that was the perfect solution for us. And we have this in our warehouses. They do a full scan, wall-to-wall, all the warehouse every night for our customers. They have the certainty of knowing exactly what they have in their warehouse.
Yeah, that's really significant, because I always think of the warehouse 10 years ago. Half the stuff in there was out of date, obsolete, should be thrown out, dusty, dirty, and today's warehouses won't tolerate that.
Yeah.
And if there's a SKU that is very seldom used, you want to know, and we want data on that. And those are the stuff that can oftentimes get either become obsolete or get lost, where you say, yeah, we always sell one every few years, and now it's not here.
I think it's a little bit more than that as well for us. It's as well helping customers to know about the rotation of their stock, what sells faster, and how we can manage the warehouse in a very efficient way. You know, where to put each SKU. Do we put it at the front, at the back? It helps understand the movements and also optimize the racking. So we know as well with the digital twin, we can have full visibility of the space between the pallet and the racking and make those good choices about how to maximize the space.
You know, not so long ago, people said, I have a warehousing company and I send a big box to them, they put it on the shelves, and then at some point they put it in a little box and ship it out. Very simple. But increasingly they're saying it's much more complex than that. They want more data from you guys. They want more insights. And if you don't have sensors like this, if you don't have sensors, you don't have analytics.
Yeah.
And I think increasingly, from our warehousing partners, from our transportation partners, we're expecting much more than the original service. We want the tech, the analytics. And you don't get the analytics unless you have machines like this.
And I mean, maybe to build on that, you in a warehouse, obviously we're not the experts necessarily here, Maria is, but you very much know what comes in and what goes out potentially, but exactly what happens to the stock inside, it's a bit of a dark art. So to your point, Joe, I think having the hardware to collect that information is a very important step, because otherwise, I mean, you would have to have probably 10,000 cameras pointed in all different directions at the rack, whole infrastructure to get it running.
This is the visibility solution inside your warehouse.
Exactly. You don't have GPS trackers and the typical thing that you have on the truck outside of the warehouse, but once inside, it's pretty much the way to capture it.
Well, I love what you guys are both doing. So, final thoughts on that. Well, before we can end this, Maria, what's something that's really impressed you about Manifest this year?
I think how enthusiastic everybody is about talking to each other, understanding each other's business, and looking at the innovations that they are around, and collaboration. I think collaboration is the word for me.
Example. Yeah. Your booth's three down from here.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, Oana, what has impressed you about Manifest?
I think probably just to build on that, we had so many instances where we were talking to somebody here on our stand, somebody else kind of came in, and then those two people started talking to each other as well. So I think it kind of shows over and over how connected everything is in this sector.
Yes.
And I think for us as well, Manifest has always been great for the level of decision making that we get, so that we have the right stakeholders in the room. They can very kind of quickly make a call, yep, this is for us, it's not for us. So perfect audience, I would say.
So, Maria, one last time, who does Iron Mountain serve and what problems are you solving for them?
So we are a 3PL that solve problems for the customers in their supply chain. So very agile logistics, that's what we are.
I think if you're global, there's not many like that right now.
Exactly.
So, Oana, what does Dexory do for their customers?
We provide a full visibility platform for everything that you have in your warehouse. And we work with anything from 3PLs like Iron Mountain, but also directly with customers and manufacturers as well, because we don't talk a lot about, obviously, the warehouses that are feeding the production line. White goods and quite a variety of customers.
Excellent. Thank you both so much for taking the time today.
Thank you, Joe.